Good evening, viewers. This is my 14th video and it's called Staying in the Game: How Older Indoor Bowlers Adapt and Thrive. How many of you are over 65? A lot, nearly 3/4. Well, that's really good to know. What do we think of us as a group? Are we all going to slip quietly away? No, we're going to play bowls. How can we do that? Well, luckily, bowls can be played to a much longer age in your life than any other serious competitive ball sport, and I'm going to give you tips to help you achieve this longevity. We can embrace the way our body is changing and work with those changes to improve our bowls. Remember, whatever we do to improve our bowls will help in our general life and vice versa. Balance exercises such as standing on one leg and squats will help you avoid falls in your everyday life. But balance is also good for your bowling. For example, your delivery is steadier. If you're like that on the mat, unsure, then your bowl's going to be like that when it comes out. So if you're steady as a rock, bowl's got a better chance of being steady too. I would think a wobble person is a wobble bowl. So also, you'd be better getting up and down from the bank, because all bowls rinks have this bit of a lip on the bank, and I think a lot of us have fallen foul of this bank in our time. So keeping good balance, and that is going to be good for bowls and good in our daily lives. Here are 3 more examples of physical problems associated with aging and changes you might make to combat them. Firstly, poor eyesight, such as cataracts. Bowlers find they can't see the jack clearly from down the other end. And if that's the case, it might be time to move up to the rink, up in the rink to number 1 or 2. Get the skip to stand next to the jack as a guide. Also, get the skip to give you precise feedback on where your bowl finished and an instruction how to adjust for your next delivery. And I think that's a good way of guiding somebody who can't see very well. And what you'd say is, same delivery, but add 2 feet, or same length, but add a foot of width. Much of the control of things like lengths comes from internalizing information anyway. I made a video on mastering length a week ago, where I got all of you to do an exercise of closing your eyes to visualize where the length was, because it's not just the mechanics of it. It has to go inside your mind, and then your mind controls your body. Well, it's the same with poor sight. If you can't see very well, then if you can internalize adding an extra 2 feet or going wide like that. So it does help if your eyesight is not very good. So another thing is, full-sighted bowlers have to cope when the jack is hidden or the head is very cluttered. They can't see the jack. They have to visualize. They probably don't realize it, but full-sighted bowlers have to internalize what they're doing to imagine where they're bowling to. Second physical problem, major one, hip and knee problems. They quite often prevent bowlers getting down, so they go, can't go down there, or they don't go down smooth. They go almost in 2 goes. So what can we do to put that right? Well, one is to have the fixed stance, so you go slowly down and kneel there, and now you're solid. So there are advantages and disadvantages. There's no moving parts of the body and no stuttering, no pain once you get down there. The snag is you've got to get down and back up again. So, but that's one way. If you can't get down and back easily, Another way of combating the knee and hip problem is to kind of have your feet a bit wider. Now, normally you have the feet together and you're going down there, but that's not much of a balance for you, and it doesn't really help if you've got bad knee. So if you can't keep feet together, come a bit wider. That'll make you a bit lower on the mat and more stable. In fact, some people even go as far as this, bowl strike like that. But whatever you can do physically, that's the way to do it. So if you can't do either of those things and you can't quite get down, and you're going to have to drop the bowl a little bit on the ground, make sure instead of dropping it behind you and throwing it into the ground, if you like, drop it a little bit in front of you. There is a bowler who's doing very well at the World Bowls, Julie Forrest. She goes like that and kind of throws it in front. It's not quite the, she can't get down scenario, but if you can't get down, bowl it just in, if you even throw it forward, it doesn't dig into the surface and enables you to get quite a consistent delivery from it. Third one, the hand. Very important part of your body, very important part of your delivery. When arthritis hits and you get gnarled joints, and there's another illness you can get called Dupuytren's, obviously French, where the smaller of the two fingers curl up like that. This, of course, makes it very hard to grip the bowl and painful too. What you can do is reduce the size of your bowl. I used to have a size 5 when I was younger. Midway through my bowling career, I had a 4. Now I've got a 3, and I've still got lower sizes to do. Believe it or not, I think they go down to quadruple naught. Also, you can keep the size but have lighter bowls. So there's going to be something that suits you. Another thing you can do if you have trouble gripping because of your painful hands is to buy some cream to help you grip. These are available in any shop that does bowls accessories and are usually usable on bowls rinks. They make them so they don't damage the surface. A friend of mine at a previous bowling club had grip problems and indeed gave up for a few years. I think he had that Dupuytren's and couldn't grip with the 4th and 5th finger. He learnt to grip his bowl just between thumb and the middle finger like that. So he only really had two fingers on the surface, that one and that one. But he actually gave up bowling before. Then he came back and tried that, and it worked for him. And he was always learning and theorising about the game. And he and I used to have many talks about theorising. That's what he did. So that list I've just given you about things that go wrong and what you do to help put them right, it's not an exhaustive list. I know there are lots of things, but I hope it gives a feeling to you, a feeling of hope and confidence as we all go forward in the game. One thing in our favour that we can keep most of our lives and increases in advantage too is our experience and our mental advantages. So we're able to learn a great variety of shot over our life. We learn about tactics, for example, where to place the mat, how to maneuver things to foil the opposition. We understand reading the head and the ability to advise on the best shot to play. And that takes years to understand all the intricacies, and the variety of shots are almost limitless. And as you get older, I believe we get calmer because we've been there, we've done it, and what have we got to prove really? So I think mentally we're very able to keep going and keep our bowls up to a really, really good standard. So for older bowlers, the game doesn't slow down. We can adopt new techniques and make an innovative approach to our game. The key to staying in the game is learning to evolve both physically and mentally. If you found this video useful, please add comments that I'm sure will help us all. And please, I'd love you to subscribe. It'll help to keep our video going and go from strength to strength. We will help you as much as we can. Give your comments. This is a particular topic that a lot of people might need help with. Please comment and we'll get back to you and find the answers. Thank you once again and goodbye. See you next time.